Hey, what's up, everybody? Gonna do a complimentary quad, man. This quad reaction is featuring the music of Eddie Hazel, specifically Eddie Hazel when he was with Funkadelic, and also some solo works, man. So two with Funkadelic, two by himself as a soloist. So the tracks that we're going to be checking out today is Maggot Brain, then followed by Super Stupid, then followed by Relic Delic, and then finally Juicy Fingers. So man, I just first off want to give a shout out and a thanks very much to Amy Brooks. Amy, thank you, man. Thank you very much for the recommendation. Thank you for providing the links. Amy as well has sent us all of the links for Wikipedia, background information, all of that sort of thing. So thank you for doing all of that work for me. As well too, let me just read a quick opening note that Amy sent us. Amy says, Eddie Hazel is my other favorite guitarist besides Jimmy Page. He was a pioneer in funk rock and psychedelic rock, and while he is celebrated by funkheads, he is not given his due in the world of rock. He's incredibly underrated and underappreciated as one of the finest lead electric guitarists, period. His masterful playing absolutely fits in with classic rock despite the limitations of radio and music labels at the time, neither of which allowed space for black rock music. Here are some tracks to start with, and those are the tracks that I just read to you. Yeah, I hear you. And then she says, thanks so much, Wayne. Hope you're well and that you enjoy these. Warmly, Amy. Excellent, Amy. Thank you very much, man. So what we're going to do is we'll listen to our first track. Then I'll do a little intro to the man himself, get to know Eddie, and then we'll do a little some read up on the music itself. Go that way. So, man, let us check out our first track, and that being Maggot Brain. Funkadelic, Maggot Brain. Let's get it.
Mother Earth is pregnant for the third time, for y'all have knocked her up. I have tasted the maggots in the mind of the universe. I was not offended, for I knew I had to rise above it all or drown in my own shit.
In my own shit. was awesome. Maggot Brain. You come home after a long ass day, and you got all kinds of things on your mind, weight of the world, all sorts of shit going on. You put this on, you're gonna forget it all. You're gonna forget all of that shit, man. You are just gonna be taken on a trip. Your mind will be arrested. Your emotions will soar. This will just take you on a journey, man. Fantastic. Great piece of work. Maggot Brain. Yeah, this is my mom's music. It's funny with these two channels, man. This particular platform, it seems that I'm going to be connecting more to my mom's stuff, and the classic rock platform is more connecting to my dad. So it's these two balances back and forth. But yeah, hey man, what an excellent track. What an excellent track, man. Great musicianship, and it just takes you on a cerebral journey, man. Let's do a little intro, man. Get acquainted with Eddie, and then follow up and do a read on the song itself. So, Eddie Hazel. Edward Earl Hazel, April 10th, 1950 to December 23rd, 1992, was an American guitarist and singer in early funk music in the U.S. who played lead guitar with Parliament Funkadelic. Hazel was a posthumous inductee of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, inducted in '97 with 15 other members of Parliament Funkadelic. Rolling Stone ranked Hazel at number 83 in its list of the 100 greatest guitarists. Let's do a little read into his early life, how things started, man. Early life. Born in Brooklyn, New York in 1950, Hazel grew up in Plainfield, New Jersey because his mother, Grace Cook, wanted her son to grow up in an environment without the pressures of drugs and crime that she felt pervaded New York City. Hazel occupied himself from a young age by playing a guitar, given to him as a Christmas present by his older brother. Hazel also sang in church. At age 12, Hazel met Billy Bass Nelson, and the pair quickly became close friends and began performing, soon adding drummer Harvey McGee to the mix. Career. In '67, the Parliaments, a Plainfield-based doo-wop band headed by George Clinton, had a hit record with I Wanna Testify. Clinton recruited a backing band for a tour, hiring Nelson as bassist, who in turn recommended Hazel as guitarist. Hazel was in Newark, New Jersey, working with George Blackwell and could not be reached. After Nelson returned from the tour, he tried to recruit Hazel. His mother at first vetoed the idea, since Hazel was only 17, but Clinton and Nelson worked together to change her mind. Very glad they did as well. Death. Let's go to Death and Legacy. There's a lot of information in regards to career and whatnot, but this is a quad, so we don't have a tremendous amount of time to do too much reading. So yeah, let's go to the pertinent stuff. So death. On December 23rd, 1992, Hazel died from internal bleeding and liver failure. Maggot Brain was played at his funeral. Legacy. 3 collections of unreleased recordings have been released posthumously. The 1994 4-song EP Jams from the Heart, which Rhino Records later added as bonus material to its re-release of Game, Dames, and Guitar Things, 1994's Rest in P, and 2006's Eddie Hazel at Home. Okay, so Amy, you sent me a link for Pandora. Here's what Pandora says about Eddie Hazel. But The link is telling me that I don't have access. It's not allowed in my geographical region. Yeah, so I can't read what that particular article might have to say about Eddie. So sorry about that. Let's move on to the song. Let's get some background info on the song. Maggot Brain, and it's more album info than song info. Maggot Brain is a song by the band Funkadelic. It appears as the lead track in their 1971 album of the same name. The original recording of the song, over 10 minutes long, features little more than a spoken intro and a much praised extended guitar solo by Eddie Hazel. Music critic Greg Tate described the song as Funkadelic's A Love Supreme. The song is number 60 on the Rolling Stones list of the 100 greatest guitar songs. Reportedly, Maggot Brain was Hazel's nickname. Other sources say the title is a reference to band leader George Clinton finding his brother's decomposed dead body skull-cracked in a Chicago apartment. Michael Hampton, Hazel's replacement as lead guitarist, recorded his own interpretation of the song live in '78, which was included in a bonus vinyl EP that was distributed with the album One Nation Under a Groove. The cut is also included in most CD editions of that album. Let's get into how it was created, do a little bit of that creation and influence. According to legend, George Clinton, under the influence of LSD, told Eddie Hazel during the recording session to imagine he had been told his mother was dead, but then learned that it was not true. The result was the 10-minute guitar solo for which Hazel is most fondly remembered by many music critics and fans. Though several other musicians began the track playing, Clinton soon realized how powerful Hazel's solo was and faded them out so that the focus would be on Hazel's guitar. Critics have described the solo as lengthy, mind-melting, and an emotional apocalypse of sound. Alright. The entire track was recorded in one take. Hazel's solo was played through a fuzzbox and a crybaby wah-wah pedal. Some sections of the song utilized a delay effect. This style would be revisited later in Standing on the Verge of Getting It On the track Good Thoughts, Bad Thoughts. A live version with full band accompaniment was released in 1997 on the album Funkadelic Finest. Let's read one more paragraph. Influence. John Frusciante said he was inspired by Maggot Brain to record his own version called Before the Beginning, which is featured on his 2009 album The Imperium. Dean Ween, the lead guitarist of Ween, has cited Hazel's solo as one that he most frequently rips off, along with the solo from Blue Sky by the Allman Brothers. Donald Glover, aka Childish Gambino, said in an interview with Billboard that his album, Awaken My Love, was inspired by Funkadelic, with the album art even reflecting that of Maggot Brain. Glover's lead single, Me and Your Mama, is supposed to emotionally reflect that of the song Maggot Brain, and guitar effects, delay, fuzz, and wah-wah, and playing style, The Night Me and Your Mama Met, is inspired by the song. Okay, so that is Wikipedia Song Fact Info on the man himself and this excellent piece of work, Maggot Brain, and the album, of course. So, man, with that, let's bounce to our second track, that being Super Stupid. Alright. Funkadelic, Super Stupid. Let's get it. get ready for a funky ass guitar riff, man. What a funky jam. Damn, man. Doesn't that shit just melt your face off? Damn. That is a funky, funky groove, man. That is powerful. I understand why you mentioned Jimmy Page and Eddie Hazel as your favorites, Amy. They're cut from the same material where it comes to the spirit of their delivery. Some guitarists have the ability to just talk to you, and they bridge your intuition and they connect with you through your intuition. It's a telepathic link. Some guitarists can just talk to you through that instrument. Eddie is one of those guitarists. That is why he's one of your favorites. He speaks to your soul. He goes right to your core with that damn playing. Whether he's playing something as cerebral as Maggot Brain or something funky as hell as this, yo, I'm telling you, man. I just have visions of my mom just jamming out to this shit when she was younger and in the kitchen, you know, baking sweet potato pie and just going off, you know. I don't dare disturb her. I don't dare, you know. But, you know, some good memories attached to this, let me tell you, boy. Yeah, I was just too nervous about introducing this particular artist to the classic rock platform. You know, one could argue in one direction or another, but I remember having even a slightly tough time selling Santana on that platform. And so I'm like, yo, man, I better quit while I'm ahead. But here we are now. You know, this channel was a long ways in the making, and I gotta say, between Amy and her mentioning Eddie Hazel to me a number of times, that is one of those seeds that has been planted and attributed to this channel coming into being. So give Amy a shout out and a thank you, because it was her being in my ear ever so gently, not in a nagging way, that kind of got me to get my ducks lined up so I can get another platform going, you know? So definitely give Amy a shout out, man. Hey, let us do a little background on this funky groove, man. And get a little bit more info as to how the creative process of this song came together. All right. It's more album information specifically, but let's go there anyway, man. Super Stupid. Super Stupid appears on the album Maggot Brain, released in '71. Maggot Brain is the third studio album by American funk band Funkadelic, released by Westbound Records in July of '71. It was produced by band leader George Clinton and recorded at United Sound Systems in Detroit during late 1970 and early '71. Shortly after, original members Tall Ross, Billy Nelson, and Tiki Fulward left the band for various reasons. In 2003, Rolling Stone included Maggot Brain on its list of the 500 greatest albums of all time. Pitchfork named it the 17th best album of the 1970s. It's perhaps best known for its 10-minute title track performed by guitarist Eddie Hazel. The album reached the R&B top 20 charts. And let's go into critical reception. Reviewing for Rolling Stone in September of '71, Vince Aletti deemed Maggot Brain a collection of competently performed but uninteresting and lyrically thin funk songs, bookended by an exceptional title track and the mindless closer, Wars of Armageddon. He was particularly critical of the record's second side, panning it as dead-end stuff, unquote. Yo. Critic Robert Christgau was more enthusiastic, praising the title track as druggy, time-warped super schlock and claiming that the second track features a rhythm so pronounced and eccentric it could make Motown founder Berry Gordy twitch to death. Twitch to death. He added that the funk pervades the rest of the album, but not to the detriment of other peculiarities, unquote. Look at that, y'all. A compliment from Robert Christgau. Damn. All right. In a contemporary review, Pop Matters called the album one of the loudest, darkest, most intense records ever made, and stated that the group captured the odor of the age, the stench of death and corruption, the weary exhalation of America, and its lowest, unquote. Pitchfork called the album an explosive record, bursting at the seams with exactly the kind of larger-than-life sound a band called Funkadelic should have made, unquote. Yeah, critics got a lot to say, man. The Greenwood Encyclopedia of Rock History in 2006 claimed that Maggot Brain and Funkadelic's previous two albums created a whole new kind of psychedelic rock with a dance groove, unquote. Music historian Bob Gula hailed it as an iconoclastic funk rock record featuring the best guitar playing of Eddie Hazel's career. Stereogum named it the second best album by the Parliament Funkadelic Collective and called it one of the most cathartic R&B albums ever made. And in 2003, Rolling Stone ranked Maggot Brain 486 on the magazine's list of the 500 greatest albums of all time, with the magazine raising its rank in 2012 to 479, calling it the heaviest rock album the P-Funk ever created, unquote. The record was also listed in a music reference book, 1001 Albums You Must Hear Before You Die. That is so weird, eh? So Rolling Stone putting it on its best list, giving it all of these praise, and all of these critics are just giving it all kinds of praise, even this Christgau, Square Bridge Priscow. But, what's this dude's name? Vince Aletti of Rolling Stone. What the hell is up with you? Don't get it. It's almost like a contradictory night and day kind of thing going on. Yeah, I won't get on with that nonsense, man. I lost my damn page. See, you focus on negative stuff just even for a second, and it just throws you right off your game. Alright, there's an article here on Super Stupid from Ultimate Classic Rock. Quote, "You might think we're breaking some sort of music critic law by not including the title track from this album. It's a fantastic nearly 10-minute long guitar solo from Hazel that still serves as the centerpiece of most P-Funk shows to this day. But we're focusing on full band rock songs, and this raw, incendiary little piece of napalm is the one that really gets our rocks off. Check out the way Bernie Worrell's tranquil keyboard interludes actually help ratchet up the tension by making Hazel's soloing sound even more intense by comparison." Unquote. That is what was written about the song, specifically Super Stupid, on ultimateclassicrock.com. Excellent. Fantastic, man. Yeah. Lots of praise for the song and the album itself. Hey, man, you know, as a critic, you, as anybody, you are entitled to your own decisions. You're entitled to your own point of view. But, yeah, man. First dude from Rolling Stone, you are way out on the other side of the orbit on this one, brother. Sorry to say. Alright, so, hey, let's check out our third track, man. And that being Relic Delic, Purple Haze. And so, this is we're now going into Eddie's solo works. Let's read Amy's notes before I get going. Amy says, "My notes on Relic Delic, Purple Hazel. This is Eddie's tribute to Jimmy. Listen for bits of Hendrix, Isabella, and Message of Love. You just can't be funkier and more rocked out than this. Except for perhaps the next track, Juicy Fingers." Alright, man. It's a good setup, Amy. So let's check it out, man. Relic Delic. Let's get it. Excellent. shades of the great Bootsy Collins. Excellent. That was fire. That was really, really good, man. Short, sweet, and on fire. Relic-delic. That will definitely get you up on your feet, for sure, man. All right. Yeah, so we're getting into some remote bits of music. Amy was saying that these last two tracks are on a very rare collector's edition album. So let's do a little read here. Not a lot of information provided from Wikipedia, but we'll check it out, see what we can learn, man. Relic-delic. Relic-delic appears on the album Rest in P. Rest in P is a 1994 posthumous album released by Parliament Funkadelic guitarist Eddie Hazel. The album was released by P Vine Records in Japan July 25th, 1994, and is composed of previously unreleased tracks recorded by Eddie Hazel between 75 and 77. The album features musical support from various members of the P Funk stable. Alternate recordings of 4 tracks from Rest in P with different titles were also featured on the jams from the Heart EP and were included as bonus tracks on Rhino Records' 2004 limited edition reissue of Game, Dames, and Guitar Things. Despite being heavily sought by collectors, Rest in P has never been released outside Japan. And there's a note here by Amy. Amy says, "Oh, I forgot to mention, I am a lucky owner of the album Rest in P. This was a gift from an old boyfriend many years back. It looks to be about $100 used on Amazon now, so it's somewhat of a collector's item. I will never forget the first time I heard this. Popped it into my Discman as I was roaming around Manhattan, full volume, and proceeded to be completely blown away. It was very hard to contain myself in public." Right on, man. Yeah, that's from Amy. Cool. Yeah, really, really funky groove, man. Fantastic. I bet the whole album is exactly the same, just as good as this. So, let us check out our final track, man. That being Juicy Fingers. Eddie Hazel, Juicy Fingers. Let's get it. can hear where Prince got his inspiration from, clearly. Wow. What an excellent extended jam. I could just visualize them on the stage, man. Just getting into the zone. Excellent. They're in the zone. They've lost track of time and space now. Excellent, man. What an excellent jam. Nice and extended. That is how I really wanted Super Stupid to come off. Nice and extended like that. Just carrying on that little incendiary piece of napalm, I believe they were describing it as being. Hey, man. Fantastic. What a great jam, man. Wow. Juicy Fingers. All four of these songs, all four of these jams were excellent, were fire, just fantastic, showcasing the great talent of Eddie Hazel, man, and the rest of P-Funk. Let me tell you. Yeah, I was saying this is my mom's music, man, and it's great that, I've got this platform now. I'm connecting to her and her music just as I am connecting to my dad and his music on the classic rock platform, so I'm getting the best of both. So fantastic. Amy, thanks, man. Thank you for sharing with me all of these fantastic tunes. I just, because this song is also on the same album, Rest in P, as Relicdelic, I'm just going to, I'm not going to read the same album information, but rather what I'm going to do is I'm going to read album review from AllMusic. Jason Birchmeier He's got a write-up here in All Music. It's about 2 paragraphs long. So let's check this out. Jason says, quote, "Like Jams from the Heart, Rest in P isn't a full-length LP, but rather compilation of vault recordings dug up to satisfy P-Funk's fans' insatiable hunger for Eddie Hazel material. A Japanese import, Rest in P actually manages to eclipse the brief 4-song jams of the Heart by featuring that material under different song titles as well as additional material. Standout moments include the 3 epic jams, Juicy Fingers, We 3, and No It's Not. These songs showcase exactly why Hazel became so revered among later generations of P-Funk aficionados. His 70s studio work, with the exception of Maggot Brain and Free Your Mind and Your Ass Will Follow, only hints at his Hendrix-like soloing ability. Note that this collection is primarily instrumental studio brainstorming and was never intended for release. Hazel's 76 solo album, Games, Dames, and Guitar Things, is recommended first, since it features a more polished sound actually intended for mass release, along with songs to actually accompany the jamming. Unfortunately, that album is near impossible to find. Either way, this is still a fine collection of Hazel's unreleased studio work from the late 70s that will provide ample insight to the man's ongoing legacy as an underappreciated funk metal guitarist." Unquote. Funk metal definitely is the way to describe Eddie Hazel's playing. He can go cerebral, he can go light, but yo man, that heavy, thunderous funk groove that he likes to put behind him and play with, funk metal for sure. Yeah, so that's All Music Review, Jason Birchmeyer. Excellent, man. Fantastic. So that concludes my reaction and review of Eddie Hazel, man. His solo works and Funkadelic works. Fantastic. Again, Amy, thank you very much for the recommendation. Thanks for sticking with me all these months. It's been, what, over a year? And definitely this channel has been a year in the making. And so you were one of the original folks who had planted that seed in my head about a second channel being necessary. So here it is now, man. So definitely we'll revisit some more funky grooves like this down the road. Now, speaking of down the road, we got all kinds of stuff coming up on this platform, man. A mixed bag of things, so to speak. I know we got Pearl Jam. I know we got REM, Bee Gees. I believe somebody sent me a KC and the Sunshine Band. I got quads for Charles. I got some reactions for Randy, Jennifer, John, Sarah, Jack, Akachita. So lots of stuff coming up, needless to say. But it's nice because it's all assorted. And I really like that mixed bag, you know. It's free from the restraining anchors of the classic rock parameters. And I understand the desire to keep the classic rock sound and the timeline hallowed ground. I totally get that, and I'm totally down with that. On the other side, though, there's just so much other stuff out there to explore and to enjoy. And so, yeah, man, it's great that we've got this platform to check out the other things, such as this, for example. So that is my reaction, man. I'm going to get out of here and bounce, but definitely for sure, down the road, we got to revisit a little bit more of the funky grooves. Absolutely. What else was I going to say? Was there? Yeah, I'm just checking my notes here real quick, man. No, that was pretty much it. Yeah, just a lot of reactions coming up. The channel is growing very, very fast. Thank you to some of the patrons from the other classic rock platform migrating over and supporting this channel. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. And looks like this channel, I don't know, it's probably going to grow as big as the classic rock platform, but over a period of time. The classic rock platform took me by crazy ass surprise. I was expecting to cap off at around 10,000 subscribers, not 20,000. But definitely, I didn't count on that crazy ass monster called Led Zeppelin. I didn't know about Led Zeppelin. And so that is what caused the channel on the classic rock side to grow so massively huge so fast. It had me, it caught me by surprise, not knowing. But I believe that this channel, its growth progression is going to be slower. Ultimately, it might match the size of the classic rock platform, but I'm not expecting it to anytime soon. Let's put it like that. So it's going to be a nice, slow, easy growth period for this channel, and I'll be able to handle both. You know what I'm saying? Unless there is some sort of a secret Zeppelin underground that I don't know about, you know, but that's doubtful, man. Anyways, really happy to have this channel going. It's been a long time coming, and I know that I'm going to enjoy all of the great, fantastic variety that we're going to be putting up on this platform. So keep them coming. Thanks very much again, Amy. Take care, everybody, and I'll see you in my next reaction. Peace.